Let's go.
In the immortal words of the Dropkick Murphys, the boys are back and they're looking for motherfucking trouble. John Boy, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. What's up? Am I dreaming right now or are we doing this?
Holy shit. The boys are back in town, baby.
Woo! I gotta I gotta cool off. I'm a little hot under the collar.
Here we go.
I'm gonna need to cool off with something refreshing. Mm. Listen, you know what? That's liquid death. And while you and I are murdering picks for this weekend's card, why don't our listeners worry about murdering their motherfucking thirst?
You heard the man. Holy
Liquid death. Buy it, pussies.
holy shit. The 10-8 round podcast is back like we never left, son. Let's go.
This feels good.
Holy shit, man. Let's do this thing.
It's been a while. How you been?
I've been good, brother. I've been good, staying busy. But one thing that'll never change is my dedication to the fight game, baby. It's in the
That's
blood.
it. We married the game, bro. She's a cold world, but we married to the game. Let's do this.
Let's
I
go.
I heard a rumor. Maybe you can confirm. I know you're plugged in.
Yeah.
Are there fights this weekend?
Dude, and not only that, I don't think we could have came back to a better card maybe ever in the history of all time. This could be the greatest UFC card ever put together. Ever.
I mean, it looks good.
Ever.
It looks good. It looks good.
This is what I'll say. Devesi and Figueiredo, Cody Garbrandt are the first fight on the card.
That's insane.
First
Figgy,
fight.
Figgy D and Cody Some Love Garbrandt are the first fight.
The pre-pre.
Am I dreaming?
I mean, from top to bottom, this is arguably the greatest card of all time.
I mean, just heater after heater after heater. I mean, obviously the second fight's going to speak to us. Sparta, New Jersey, stand up. Jim fucking Miller.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love that?
Yeah. No, this is one of the cards where literally you know everybody top to bottom. We're going to cover pretty much every single fight. You want to start from the top with the big dogs?
You want to start with the big dogs? I'll start with the big dogs.
I feel like we go right for the juice. We go right for the meat on the bones, baby.
I gotta say, I like the pick. Let's start right at the top. Jamal Hill, Potan, Alex Pereira. Let's do it, baby.
We'll start off. Who you think the favorite is here?
You know what? I got to imagine that the favorite is Potan because he's the favorite everywhere he goes.
You would be correct. He is a minus 140 favorite against Jamal Hill plus 110. Poatan, making first ever UFC fighter to be a champ at middleweight and simultaneously, or no, not simultaneously, at middleweight and at light heavyweight, did lose the belt at middleweight to Adesanya. Versus a Jamal Hill who had won the belt over Glover and injured his Achilles in a pickup basketball game, vacating the belt. These two men are coming together to make it all happen. I want to hear your take on this one first.
I'm going to tell you right now, hot out of the gate, I think the dogs are barking. I like Jamal Hill here.
Oh, baby, we're off to a hot start because sweet dreams, Hill all day for me. I'm right there with you.
I like him here. I think that, I mean, look, Potan is obviously a generational talent. That man has cinder blocks for hands. Let there be no doubt about it. If he catches Jamal Hill early, I think he's in danger. But I got to say, for a guy that got almost embarrassed by Izzy, and I mean grappled by Izzy in their first UFC fight,
yes,
then got starched by Israel Adesanya in their second UFC fight.
yes.
And I was at the Jan Potan fight in Utah last year, and I gotta tell you, I thought Jan won that fight.
Yeah,
I really did. So I'm sitting here looking at a Jamal Hill whose only loss is to Paul Craig, which is like roll a fucking dice. Is Paul Craig going to get your ankle or is he not? Is he going to get a choke or is he not? I mean, he TKO'd Jamal Hill, but I think doing Paul Craig stuff first. I like Jamal Hill, baby. I'm rocking with Sweet Dreams. Pretty heavy.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. I think the only reason the line is like this is just reputability. People know who Pereira is. They don't know who Jamal Hill is. Izzy blew up Poatan, that rivalry, his kind of quick start to UFC stardom. Definitely the fan favorite here. 36 years old. Jamal Hill coming off of that long layoff to think about vacating that belt. Jamal Hill plus 110. is my dog play of the card. We're gonna start off hot.
Yeah, I look at this here and I can't disagree with you, right? Slept Jimmy Crute, slept Johnny Walker, TKO Thiago Santos. I mean, Thiago Santos, that's a big motherfucker. That's a
Yeah,
killer. I mean,
very.
I don't know if you caught Thiago Santos slobber knocker recently when they did that PFL Bellator crossover, but that man is still hard to kill in the cage.
I did
Uh,
actually watch that, the Yoel Romero fight, correct?
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
slobber knocker of a fight, right? So we know Jamal Hill can get in there. He can run with big dogs. Had a great fight with Glover Teixeira, an aging Glover Teixeira. But Jamal Hill, I thought, won that one pretty standily, like pretty handily. I'm rocking with Sweet Dreams here. That's just how I'm feeling. And I'm only going to give you how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, Poetan's been knocked out cold by Adesanya at 185. Hill's going to hit a lot harder. He's going to be the bigger body. I don't think Poetan expects him to strike, but I honestly think Hill is going to stand and bang with him.
I think so too. And when you think about it, right? Adesanya, again, another like incredible talent, another generational first ballot Hall of Famer, but Adesanya was not a knockout artist. This man was not known for starching people. He was known for dancing around, making you look stupid, waiting for you to make a mistake and capitalizing on it, and literally flatlined Alex Pereira in the cage.
Yeah.
To me, that says everything. Tell me I'm wrong, but to me, that says everything right there.
Yeah, no, man. I'm glad that we're on the same page here. I had a feeling you were going to say that. People are sleeping on Sweet Dreams.
I really think they are. Look, sleep on
What
sweet dreams.
what was his quote after? He was like, "You can sleep on me, but it'll be a dream or some shit."
I don't know. I have to say, Jamal Hill is one of my favorite Twitter follows because that is a man that has never learned how to take a compliment. I
Yeah,
don't know if you've seen this. Like, people will compliment him and he'll be like, fuck you, pussy, come fight me. And
yeah,
they're
he
like,
on
what?
that.
He's a little on edge, but I love it. What can I say? I love it. He gets me.
Unanimous 10-8 Jamal Hill plus 110. Let's ride.
I fucking love it. I gotta tell you, this fucking liquid death is just slapping right now.
What is that? The melon one?
This is the severed lime.
Wow.
And the only thing it's severing is my thirst from my body. I am
Holy
feeling refreshed.
cut that, dude. Cut that. Put that on TikTok. Holy
Put
shit.
that right on TikTok, right fucking there. That is hot in the streets. God damn, that's good.
All
Co-main
right.
event.
Let's go down the line. We got a lot to cover here. We got
We do. Wile versus Zhao Nanyan.
yeah.
A, a battle of Chinese titans.
The battle of the baddest Chinese woman on planet Earth right here.
I mean, this is for all the Chinese marbles right here.
Yeah. Who you guys the favorite? We'll start off with there.
I think Wile is the favorite.
She is.
Yeah.
I do have an interesting observation. She was minus 350 last night. Woke up this morning. She now sits at minus 500. So
the line's moving on her?
public money is coming in on Wiley. I think rightfully so. There's nothing that I really see in Yan over the course of 5 rounds. Maybe durability. That's going to be an issue. They're both 34 years old. Quality of competition's definitely going to go to Zhang here. Jan's last win, kind of a fluke knockout against Andrade. This is an interesting fight. I'm going to side with Wiley Zhang here. Can I get to minus 500? Probably not. There's a bunch of other spots on the card I'd rather go, but gun to my head, give me Zhang all day.
I think maybe she's a safe bet to round out a parlay if you need a little action in there.
Exactly.
Right? Do you like how I've been doing some research since the last time we recorded? Really, I've been gambling like a degenerate and losing a lot of money, but I'm starting to pick up on some lingo.
Welcome. Welcome.
I think, look, I think your take is absolutely right. I think if you look just at Zhao Nanyan's last fight, Jessica Andrade knocked her out. Andrade is a tough customer any day of the week. It's an impressive win, but let's widen our scope a little bit. Let's look a little deeper at Wiley's absolute strength of competition, right? Yeah. So first of all, what jumps out at me, Zhao Nanyan lost to Carla Esparza. Wiley submitted Carla Esparza. That's number one. Wiley fucking slept Joanna, which I may never forgive her for, but she did sleep Joanna and has a split decision victory over her. TKO'd Andrade. And then, really beat a who's who. The only person who's ever been a tough customer for Wile is Rose Namajunas. Obviously, we all remember Thug Rose, miracle from the front row, head kick, which flatlined Wile. Then a decision loss to Rose on the rematch, split decision. But outside of the Rose fights, there has really been nobody. And I'm looking right now to check my map. There has been nobody who's really given Wile a problem. I gotta say, I agree with you completely. I don't see getting to Zhao Nan on this one. I think all the yen is going to Wile on this one.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm glad you brought up the Esparza fight because I think stylistically striking, they're pretty similar. Volume output, pretty similar. Zhang probably the more powerful striker. Yan might have a better gas tank, but I think this fight is going to be won in the grappling department. I think Zhang can shoot a couple of takedowns here on Yan. We saw Esparza just absolutely dominate that fight from start to finish just because of the grappling. I think Zhang's definitely the more multi-talented fighter. My minus 500's aggressive. But like you said, let that hammer out the end of a parlay piece. And
That's it.
we're 2 for 2 right now. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
And I suspect, just knowing you like I do, knowing myself like I do, I
Uh-oh.
think we're gonna go 3 for 3.
Do you?
I think we're gonna be on the same page for Justin, the highlight Gaethje versus Max Blast Holloway. But tell
God
me, are
damn.
you gonna break my heart or are we on the same page?
God damn, this card is loaded.
It's so fucking loaded.
This is also for a belt. If you didn't know, this is the BMF belt is on the line here. This fight is at 155 pounds. Holloway going up from featherweight, fighting Justin Gaethje. Interesting call from Holloway's camp. I guess Holloway's camp thought Volkanovski was going to beat Topuria. They were never going to give him that fourth rematch, so they just said, "Let's go up to a buck 55 and test our luck with Justin Gaethje of all people." Hats off, hats off to Blast because he is not avoiding a tough match here, man. Justin Gaethje's as tough as they get at a buck 55, coming off of a nasty head kick KO against Poirier. We'll start with who you think the favorite is, and then I'll give you the pick to see if we go 3 for 3.
I'm gonna say the favorite is Justin Gaethje.
You would be correct. Minus 180, which I actually think is a little light. Kind of surprised. I would have thought like in the 250, 3-1 range. But I like Gaethje here. I
I
like
like
Gaethje. I like Gaethje a lot here. When this fight got announced, I was genuinely concerned for Holloway.
Yeah.
Um, we saw Holloway fight up at a buck 55 when he fought Poirier. It just did not go for him. He's as skilled as they come. Don't get me wrong, but at 55, that power just changes a little bit. And when you're hitting guys and they're not feeling your shots, and every time he's landed on you, you're watching that build up and that effect happen. Poirier did just that to Holloway. I think Gaethje can do that even worse to Holloway. Give me the highlight all day here.
Yeah, I mean, and look, we don't even really have to get deep into the math, right? But if you want to, you can. KO over Edson Barbosa. I was there for that one.
Disgusting.
TKO Donald Cerrone. TKO Tony Ferguson. Decision Michael Chandler. Decision Rafael Fiziev. Head kick
Yeah.
Dustin Poirier. Right? Like these are. It's not just the weight difference, which again, because again, you can't think about this as like it's a 145er versus a 155er because that's not the case because these guys are rehydrating. Really, it's like 165, 170 pounder versus 180, 185 pounder after the rehydration is done. But looking at I mean, and I'll never put disrespect on Max Blessed Holloway's name. I'll never not tune in to watch Max Blessed Holloway fight. I'll tune in to watch the man Shadowbox. Love Max Holloway.
Same.
Have for a long time. But Justin Gaethje is not just a weight class above him. He's a weight class above him and a certified, battle-tested, bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
That man's a fucking killer. The only people given Justin Gaethje problems are Dubronx, Oliveira, and Khabib Nurmagomedov, right? I mean, he has a loss to Eddie Alvarez, Dustin Poirier, and that's it, right? With some of the literal greatest of all time in that weight class are the only people he's lost to.
Yeah, and I mean too, in those losses early on, he had an affinity late early in his career where he would tend to fade. He did it in the Alvarez fight. He did it in the Poirier fight, where kind of fourth and fifth round would come along and the
Right.
gas tank would kind of slow down. But he's answered that bell since then. I mean, in the Fiziev fight, he lost the first round, arguably. Then he won the second and the third round. The Ferguson fight, he stopped him in the fifth round. So
Yep.
he's starting to come up late. It looks like he's put the cardio in check. I just think Holloway might start off well. But I just think that accumulation of damage, especially with those leg kicks, Holloway's got that heavy lead foot boxing stance. I mean, this is just a tailor-made matchup for Gaethje, where Holloway doesn't really hit that hard. It's more of an accumulation of strikes. I mean, the more and more we talk about this, it's just
Do you
all
see any
over.
path to victory for Max?
I mean, I guess an accumulation of volume late, but that would be, I don't know. I think Gaethje can beat him there as well. I
I agree.
I really do. I think if a doctor stoppage is in Gaethje's favor, knockout Gaethje's favor. I even think if it goes to the decision, it's in Gaethje's favor. Holloway ain't gonna grapple him either.
Mm-mm.
These two guys are just gonna fucking stand and bang, and I just think Gaethje's just too strong, too powerful, um, especially at 155.
I got to agree. I got to agree. I mean, I could say more, but what more could I say? I think it's a Gaethje. I think I'm going to be putting him in my parlay this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm rocking with the highlight.
All right, let's go 4 for 4 here.
Next up, Charles. I mean, what a fucking card.
Yeah, this is
Charles
actually sick.
Do Bronx Oliveira, Armin Sarukian.
Hmm.
That's a good fight.
It's a great fight. This is a great fight.
It's a great fight.
Who you got as a favorite here?
I got to say, I think Oliveira is a favorite.
Sarukian. But
Wow.
see, I love asking you these things, and I almost wish that I would not look at the lines and you would ask me these questions, because I think anytime you have a fighter where you think he could be the favorite and it's wide the other way, it's almost worth a shot every time. And same goes for this situation. Armin Sarukian minus 230, a little bit more than a 2-1 favorite here, against the pride and joy of Brazil, Charlie Olives, plus 175. I'm going Olives here.
I'm going olives here. I am. I'm going olives here. Let me hear your math, because I'm struggling. I'm struggling internally with the math. I'm struggling with separating. And this is if anybody's tuning into this thinking I'm gonna get into MMA, prepare to just have a life of sadness. Let me tell you, don't do it. Get into bowling, billiards, golf. I mean something, because this is the most
Brutal.
heartbreaking sport in the world to love.
It's brutal.
And it's still such an accessible sport. I've met Charles Oliveira. I have photos with him. He's one of the finest human beings I've ever met. I can't go against him. So tell me the math. Tell me why I'm not just an emotional bettor right now.
I mean, I'd be lying if I'd say there wasn't emotion in me picking on this fight here, but I'm gonna go with this. You're giving me Charlie Olives plus 175 against, you're giving me almost 2-1 odds on a guy, Armin Sarukian, 27 years old, 21-3, coming off of not a fluke knockout, but a quick knockout of Beneil Dariush. We've seen Dariush get flash KO'd by Alex Hernandez of lesser competition. We've seen Dariush go out that way. In his last fight, this is the one that I'm kind of keen on. This is the one I'm pinpointing here. Joaquim Silva. He ends up getting a second round finish, ground and pound, but throughout that entire fight, he is getting pieced up. He got caught one time. He almost got put out on the canvas. Joaquim Silva is no Charlie Olives. And I also think Olives has a chip on his shoulder right now. 34 years old on the main stage, UFC 300 with all the bright lights. Sarukian's never been. This is the biggest fight of his career, and it's not even close. I think he can dominate the grappling, but I just think there's going to be little exchanges here and there. where Olives is going to be able to tee off and he's not going to be able to grapple fuck him. Olives plus 175, and I don't even hesitate. I would never bet Sarukian at that number.
It's just two. I mean, first of all, Chucky Olive's last win, Beneil Dariush, TKO, right? Before
Yeah.
that, the loss to Islam Makhachev, we all mourn it. I'm still in mourning. But the run he went on before that is generational,
Yeah.
right? Submitted Gaethje, submitted Poirier, TKO Chandler, decision Ferguson, submitted Kevin Lee, KO Jared Gordon, TKO Nick Lentz, submission David Teemer, submission Jim Miller, going all the way back to Clay Guida in 2018, right? Before the Islam Makhachev fight, his last loss was in December of 2017 against Paul Felder.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, you get back far enough, you get into that sort of early phase of Chucky Olive's career where he was really kind of streaky. He'd beat like your three favorite fighters and then lose to somebody on, in embarrassing fashion. But this Chucky Olive's 2.0 and now maybe 2.1 since that Islam Makhachev loss, like this is again, and not to overuse the term, but you're talking about a generational fighter, right? You're talking about a first ballot Hall of Famer. And I think Sarukian may edge him in the grappling, but don't ever sleep on Chucky Olive's grappling. And he's not going to edge him on the feet. I think Olives has more weapons at his disposal at more times in the fight. And I mean, a resume that I think is unbeatable, right? Like you cannot find me another fighter who's got a resume this fucking tough.
John Jones, but yeah.
Yeah, sure. John Jones, fine. Another, the greatest of all time has a resume on par with this.
No, for sure though. Olives has a sense of aura to him that is just crazy. Fans feed to it. That's why he's a massive, massive fan favorite. Yeah, no, Sarukian's going to be shooting for dear life from opening bell. He will shoot takedowns. If he doesn't and they trade in the pocket, which they're going to have to a couple times, I give the advantage to Olives all day. Could he ride him out and mount for 3 rounds over the course of 15 minutes? Maybe. That would be the path to victory for Sarukian. That is the only spot I see him winning this. But like I said, the fight starts on the feet. I don't know. I think he's going to get caught in a couple of shitty spots, and Olives is going to capitalize. Either sub him or knock him out flush.
I have to agree with you. I mean, obviously, I have the emotional pull to Chucky Olives, like so many MMA fans do. But I think the math is mathing on this one, and I like the pick. I like it, Chucky Olives. Fuck it.
We're 4 for 4 right now. I don't know if that's good or horrible.
Well, if I've learned anything about mixed martial arts, it means we're going to go 0 for 4 on these. Right. But fuck it. 10-8 round is back, baby. So fuck it. Bet with your own money, bet with your own discretion. I don't know what to tell you.
Exactly. If you agree with us, line it up and send it. If you don't, fade the shit out of us. But I'll tell you what, if we get this fight wrong, something's wrong. Something's
Go
wrong.
ahead. Let's hear it.
I mean, we've got Bo Nickel versus the GOAT in Jurassic Park that they bring out to feed the T-Rex. That's what we got here.
Do you want me to try to pick a favorite?
I mean, you can go for it. Yeah.
Let me think.
Here's a better question. How much money would you have to lay to win $100 on Bo Nickel? That's
Jesus. How wide is the line? I can't even do quick math like that. How wide is the line?
You'd have to lay $3,000
to win 100.
$100.
So if you really need $100, this is a great way to do it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been a degenerate all my life. I've seen everything go wrong, right? I've seen guys, I've seen fucking Brian Ortega roll his ankle stomping in the, I've seen illegal eye pokes. I've seen guys fucking blow their ACL out in the first round. Anything is possible, but you are betting on all of that because from a pure fighting standpoint, Bo Nickel should absolutely roll Cody Brundage. This should not even be a scheduled fight, quite frankly.
Yeah, I agree. and I'll say I agree in spite of the fact that I'm just preying on Bo Nichols' downfall. Um,
Really, American wrestler, huh?
I
That's a
know.
little out of pocket for you.
Not only that, a Penn State wrestler, right? A homegrown hero. I
Even more.
just I always find it hard to root for a guy that is just consistently being fed tomato soup cans over and over again and rolling through them. And I'm supposed to suspend belief and act like this means anything. Like Bo Nickel is an NCAA All American, NCAA wrestling champion, and Cody Brundage is who he's fighting. Who?
Yeah. I mean, he is 5-0, right? He needs to kind of get his feet a little bit more wet before he starts breaking into that top 15. But I don't know. I don't think Cody Brundage is the guy. I think they could have definitely challenged him more. Anytime you get into that minus 2,000, minus 3,000 threshold, usually there's no reason for the fight to happen. Boxing is the best example of this. But yeah, it's not even worth a discussion. Bo Nickel, 28 years old, he rolls him.
Here's my 100% agreed. Here's my cautionary tale.
Okay.
Lay off this one. Don't go near it. Don't parlay it. Just lay the fuck off of it because this is just tempting the MMA gods. This is just laughing in the face of the MMA gods as they sit atop their throne. Just don't touch it because Valentine Woodburn, Jamie Pickett, two
Oh,
rounds on the contender series against Donovan Beard and Zachary Borrego, and a win against John Noland. And if you're thinking who, I'm thinking who too. That's Bo Nichols' fucking resume, right? It's just
shit.
lay off this one because this is the one where something will go wrong. This is the old man in the woods at the beginning of the horror movie telling you to stay out of there. Don't be going around in them woods. Something's going to happen. Tragedy's going to strike. I don't know if it's going to be this fight, but there's a reckoning coming for Bo Nickel fighting soup cans. Can't tempt the gods forever. They will catch you eventually.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't think this is that one, but I hear you. I would never touch it at minus 25, minus 3,000 ever. But no, Nickel is the guy that the old man warns you about in the woods for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
It could
This is that
definitely.
one.
No. Yeah, no, for sure. There are a couple matchups at middleweight where you go, wait a minute. But Brundage is not that guy. He's not that guy. He's not what we call a legit guy.
He is not a 10-8 round legit guy. Not putting the stamp on him. No disrespect to Cody Brundage. I wish him all the best in his future endeavors. Not a legit guy. Now, if he somehow miraculously starches Bo Nickel, maybe next week we're revisiting that moniker. I don't know. I don't
And
know.
I would say more of a less legit guy for Bo. I just don't think that,
Sure.
but yeah.
Sure. I feel that. I feel that. I don't
If,
think we need to. Do we need to camp here? Is there
what's
a
up?
prop bet? Is there a prop bet that we like for this? I mean, Bo Nickel buy anything in round one.
Yeah, I would say Bo Nickel inside the distance. It's probably not even worth it either. I would just lay off of it. Enjoy the fight for as long as it's going to last. Um, match somebody up with Bo Nickel next, who's actually going to be like a legitimate fight, a real middleweight. Give him Marvin Vittori or something, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. The Italian Hammer.
yeah, like a guy who fights guys in the top 10, but just quite isn't there yet.
Right.
That's a legitimate litmus test, opposed to Cody Brundage. But
Completely agree.
this is almost disrespectful that this fight is not after the fight we just talked about. But
Again, completely agree. I mean,
this is fucking
honestly, I think, and I'm just going to say it here momentarily on my soapbox, the fact that Bo Nickel, Cody Brundage is ahead of Jessica Andrade, is ahead of Jim Miller, is ahead of Figgy D, Cody Garbrandt, is ahead of Yuri Prohaska, is ahead of Calvin Cater, Aljamain Sterling, is just it's just a touch disrespectful to a
yeah,
couple of dogs of the fight game.
for sure.
Just a little disrespectful, but we don't have to camp here. I mean, we've said what we needed to say. You
Okay,
want
so,
to
so yeah, you want to get into the next one?
let's talk Yuri Rakic.
Yeah, this is going to be the prelim main event then. This is going to be the card that gets you to buy the pay-per-view right here.
Pretty good pick.
Yeah, they did a good job with that one.
Yeah, pretty good pick.
Yeah, light heavyweights. Prohaska coming off the KO loss. Some say it was an early stoppage against Poatan. Um, Rakic, what is Rakic coming off of a loss to Blahovic, if I'm not
He
mistaken?
is where he blew his knee out.
Yeah. He blew his knee out. Both of these guys, I've been keeping an eye on the social media accounts. Both of these guys look ready to go.
Okay.
Rakic looks like he's in the best shape of his life. Yuri looks like he has the biggest chip ever that he's ever had on his shoulder. Um, Damn, this is a good fight. This is arguably, oof, this is just probably the best fight in terms of it could go either way on the card, in my opinion. We'll start off with, who do you think the favorite is here?
Yuri.
It's Rakic.
Is it really?
Minus 130. Yuri's a pick'em here.
I'll be dipped in shit.
Yeah, man. I early on when this fight first got announced, like, just muscle memory from watching it, you go Yuri, right? Like all day. Like,
Of course.
give me Yuri in this spot. But the more and more I've been looking at it, Rakic kind of scares me a little bit. But with that being said, you're giving me Yuri at plus money. It's almost like an automatic lever that you have to pull. You give me a guy like that who's going to fight for your money coming off of a loss in a must-win situation. Vegas really isn't giving me a choice here. I'm going to sweat Rakic at minus 130. I'd rather sweat Yuri at plus 100. I like Yuri. I don't not like Rakic. Damn, this is a good fight. I'm looking forward to that one. UFC fucking killed the matchmaking with that fight.
Yeah, UFC killed the matchmaking. I'm gonna stake my claim though. I'm gonna say I'm rocking with Yuri Prohaska. I've always been a big proponent. He is the light heavyweight version of Tony Ferguson. He's got that mystic level that dudes just can't understand and can't rock with. Coming off of the loss to Potan, he was a rising star at the time when he fought Potan, right? Like Yuri was the next big thing in light heavyweight. He's feeling derailed. I thought Jan was looking pretty good against Rakic before the knee injury. I'm rocking with Yuri here. I'm feeling a Yuri kind of night.
That's fair. So we are officially 6 for 6.
God, that can't be good.
We are 6 for 6 going into number 7 right here.
Woo!
Great fight.
Calvin Kattar, Aljamain Aljo Sterling.
Who you got here as the favorite, Vegas favorite first? We'll start off.
Funkmaster.
Funkmaster is the favorite. He is minus 170.
Okay.
135er coming off of a KO loss to Sugar. At bantamweight, just lost the title. He is going up to featherweight for this fight. This fight is at 145 pounds. This is going to be Sterling's first fight up. Calvin Kattar plus 135. Give me Boston finisher all day here. I think he knocks Sterling out.
Well, all good things come to an end.
Wow.
And this must too.
Really?
I'm going Aljo. I'm going, but
yeah,
I'm going Aljo, but I will not be surprised if I'm wrong.
Okay.
If these guys fought at the same weight class,
yeah,
I think I'd feel more confident going Aljo. I'd sleep a little easier going Aljo, especially that Kattar is on a 2-fight loss to Josh Emmett and Arnold Allen with a loss to Max Holloway right before that. But I like Aljo here. I think he's going to get the job done. I think he's a little slicker. I like his grappling here if he can get Kattar down. I feel like Kattar is kind of one-lane traffic. He's just going to pummel you until you can't fight anymore, which is what makes me hesitant with the Aljo pick, because in a million years, if you told me that Sugar Sean was going to knock out Aljo, I would have said you were on a strong narcotic, and then it happened. I didn't see that happening. That being said, I'm not off the Aljo hype train just yet. I'm ready to get back on it. The human backpack. I'm going to rock Aljo here.
Yeah. I'm going to disagree with that one. It's going to be the first one where we disagree. I'm going to go Cater here. I think, like you mentioned, Cater is coming off of a loss to Josh Emmett, 5-rounder. I thought he won that fight.
Sure.
I believe it was a split decision that went to Emmett. I thought Cater did enough in that one. Coming off the Arnold Allen loss, he hurt his knee in the second round. He blew his ACL out. That was not a fair assessment of his talent in that fight. I think this is make or break for him too at 100. Coming off of 2 losses, UFC 300, 36 years old. You're 23-7. You're going against an ex-champion who's coming up in weight, who just doesn't have the striking prowess either. Sterling's not a great puncher. He's got good volume, but he's not going to want to trade with Cater here. And
No, he's not.
if he doesn't get it to the ground quickly, there's going to be issues. There's going to be issues and issues fast. I think Cater's going to be too much. And like you said, especially going up to 145 pounds, weight advantage, a little bit stronger, way more technical boxer, decent takedown defense too. Yeah, give me Cater all day, plus 135, plus 140.
Like I said, I've made my pick. I've staked my claim. I'll own that, but I'm not gonna be surprised, motherfuckers, if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
That's the best I can do here.
Put an asterisk next to it. Yeah.
Yeah, put an asterisk. We'll see what happens. I'm kind of excited for what's right before it though, and I don't know if I should be. I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm wrong to be excited for it. But I am excited for it. Kayla Harrison, Holly Holm. I'm excited. Have you been following these socials? How is Kayla Harrison's weight cut going?
I'm gonna be honest, I have not followed either of these women's socials very closely. I'm not too excited about this one.
Okay.
Um, just to get where I'm coming from. How old do you think Holly Holm is?
65.
She's 42 years of age.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, we love the preacher's daughter. We love the whole story, the knockout, the head kick, the shot heard around the world. But man, she has not been an exciting fight in half of a decade. 15-6, 42 years old. Kayla Harrison, 33, coming off of a win against Aspen Ladd. Aspen Ladd is her last win, and her last loss was Pacheco, some PFL girl they brought who beat her in a 3-round decision. Who do you think the favorite is here?
Kayla Harrison.
Correct. Minus 450. Big favorite. She's like right in that Zhang territory against Yan. Holly Holm plus 325. If this fight was 5 years ago, give me Holly Holm 100%.
Oh, I see you.
Give me Holly Holm 5 years ago. But 42 years old, it's just hard for me to back her in this spot. I think that she can kind of get muscled here. But if she fights the takedowns, man, I ain't betting Kayla Harrison at minus 450 against anybody. So
I'm rocking. I was on the Kayla Harrison fight train for a while. She became kind of like my new cyborg, right? The what if women's fighter, the like
yeah.
get her to the UFC women's fighter. That's kind of how I felt about Kayla Harrison. Then she got derailed by Larissa Pacheco, and I was like, ugh,
God.
brother, ugh. What's that, brother? That's kind of how I felt in that moment. I felt like that. Ugh.
Yeah. That is what we call a lose-lose. You win, it doesn't mean anything. You lose, and it's just like
Really bad. I also don't love that she needed a decision to beat Aspen Ladd.
terrifying.
Now, in fairness, I watched that fight. It was handily a Kayla Harrison decision,
Yeah.
but it's Aspen Ladd. So
This is a girl who,
right.
yeah.
I think there may be, for the risky ones, for the risk takers. This is for the ones who really like to get out there on the wild side. They
Yeah.
like to live on the razor's edge.
I like this.
Kayla Harrison is coming down substantially in weight.
Yeah.
She's dropping a lot of weight.
Yeah.
That's a lot of dehydration. Watch the weigh-ins. and see if you can see into her soul. See what she looks like. If she looks exhausted, if she looks like she had a rough weight cut, if you got a fucking 20 spot burning a hole in your pocket and you're thinking this weight cut was bad for her, maybe you throw a fucking 20 spot on the preacher's daughter to fucking have lightning strike just one more time. Just one more time.
I mean, and one thing too is Home's the epitome of a professional. She's gonna come ready to go. The only thing for me is just I'm getting caught up in the age. You're 42 years old. You know, nobody beats Father Time. She has not looked nearly as good in her last fight. She's slow. She looks like she's fighting in quicksand to a degree. That happens with age. This is Harrison's fight to lose though. She's gonna really have to fuck this up. She's gonna have a tough weight cut. Holmes gonna have to clip her with something. Is it possible? Absolutely. Can I get there? I don't think so. I'm gonna go with Harrison at minus 450. I'm not really looking forward to this fight, to be completely frank with you, though.
You know what? You've talked me out of it. I don't even care. Go get a beer. I don't know. Bug it.
Yeah.
Bug it.
No, I don't know. It just doesn't get the juices flowing.
You know, the
There's a
only
lot.
way I, the only way I think this gets the juices flowing, the only way I think this really gets me excited is if it looks like Kayla Harrison has found some new gear. She's in the UFC now. This is the creme de la creme. She's dialed in the weight cut. She's sick of fucking fighting to decision victories over ass. I mean, she's a judo Olympian, right? So she's got the makings of a Ronda Rousey. But is she a Ronda Rousey? I don't think so, but that's the way this could excite me. This could wake me up. Like, do we have something exciting in women's MMA right now? We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
The
We'll see.
verdict is out. I think she gets the dub, though.
Yeah, I think she gets the dub. But for all you high flyers out there, for all you risky boys and girls, I don't know, watch the weight cut. Maybe you see something. If I'm right, I'm a genius.
You got nothing to lose there.
That's it. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. Sadiq Youssef, Diego Lopez.
This this is a good fight, man.
It's a good fight.
This is a good fight. I know it's not as much star power as the fights prior that we listed, but damn, Sodiq Youssef, 30 years old, 13-3, versus Diego Lopez, 29 years old. I was at Diego Lopez's UFC debut in Brooklyn when he fought Movsar Evloev. He was a I want to say plus 600, plus 700 dog in that fight. He fought like it was even money. Like it was a pick 'em. Movsar Evloev is as legit as they come. Real deal legit guy at 145 pounds. He will probably be the next guy in line to fight Topuria, if I had to imagine, if it's not Holloway. This is a good fucking fight, man. I really like this one. Who you leaning on the favor here?
Diego Lopez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diego Lopez minus 145. Sodiq Youssef plus 110. Coming off of a win against Barboza. 5-rounder, right? Or did he lose that fight? It was very
He lost that fight.
Razor thin close, though. They went
it was a UD.
5 rounds. They traded. I remember Youssef put up like 100 and something points on DraftKings. Very high output fight with a legit guy. But I'm going to go with Diego Lopez here. Minus 145, 29 years old. I love what I've seen from him early. After he lost a really close fight to Evloev, he went on to win the next 2 fights, both first-round finishes. I like Lopez here all day. I think he's going to have the grappling advantage. I think they're going to be fairly similar in the striking range. Lopez has more tools. He's the younger guy. Trajectory for Lopez. Give me Diego all day.
No, I'm with you on this one. And it pains me to say, that after Diego Lopez kind of derailed Pat Sabatini, my boy, shout out NPR MMA, and Pat, who's a total gentleman. It pains me, but I gotta go with what I think is right here. And I think Diego Lopez gets it done. And I think you said it best, right? Like not only did he go hard with Masvar Evloev, but wasn't it like a week notice or some shit like that? Like it was insane.
Yes, it was literally on a week's notice to fight, top 5 guy at featherweight.
Right. Like he woke up and it was like a text message from the UFC. It was like, yo, bro, you want to fight tonight? And he showed up and put on, really a close fucking performance and went out there like a dog.
Yeah,
Um, and you know what? We love a dog. So I'm rocking with Lopez all the way.
fuck yeah.
Jalen Turner, Renato Carino,
Yeah, baby. This is a good one too, man. Jesus.
Jalen Turner, fresh off of attempted murder of Bobby Green.
Yeah.
That was bad, huh?
Dude, Jalen Turner on the feet. I'm not gonna forgive him because I had so much fucking money on him against Dan Hooker, and then
Yeah.
Dan Hooker's all of a sudden turned to the most durable fighter to ever fucking go on planet Earth after getting flush KO'd by Chandler. After the durability we thought was all done with Dan Hooker, Dan Hooker comes out and puts on the performance of a fucking lifetime against Jalen Turner. I'm still salty about that one. Um, Damn, this is a good fight though, man. Jalen Turner's a dog. Moicano's a dog. Who do you think the favorite is here?
Renato.
Turner minus 250.
Wow.
Big favorite here. 28 years old. Moicano's 34. Um, Obviously Moicano's going to want to get this to the ground, right? This is your
Yeah.
your prototypical striker versus grappler. Moicano can trade a little bit. Moicano actually beat Calvin Kattar on the feet. I just don't think he wants to keep it on the feet here.
No, I mean,
Turner's
10 of 18 victories by submission, right? We know where he wants to bring this fight.
100%. Um, can he do it with Turner? Maybe. He might be able to. Turner is one of those guys that's hard to get down, but once you get him down, he doesn't really work off of his back too well. The only thing is, can he get him down and can he knock him out before he gets him down? I'm going to go with Jalen Turner here. I think Jalen Turner knocks him out. Yeah.
You know, when we started this pod, I felt the same way.
Yeah.
I'm starting to shift towards Moicano
Interesting.
just a little bit. Just a little bit. I mean, a KO loss to Rafael Fiziev. Okay, I get it. A KO loss to Chang Sung Young. I get it. Jose Aldo.
Rian Zami
But
knocked him out. Aldo knocked him out.
but is Jalen Turner any of those guys? Because Hanato's got his last 2 wins over Drew Dober and Brad Riddell. Now, Brad Riddell stepped away from the MMA game, sure, but Drew Dober and Brad Riddell are not fucking soup cans.
No.
And Drew Dober is a legit guy. That's
Facts.
a legit guy right there.
Facts.
I'm starting to lean Moicano on this one a little bit.
Yeah, I've just noticed Moicano's a little bit chinny uh,
Sure.
in certain exchanges where he's a little bit slow. Like I've noticed in kind of like after breaks off of the clinch, he kind of gets tagged and he's kind of like in his own little world a little bit. And Turner's not a guy that you can kind of take spots off in the striking exchanges. He's long, he's lengthy, he uses those kicks really well. I think Turner gets him here. I think Turner's kind of this is his time now. This is his time to kind of either cement his way in the division or not. Give me Jalen Turner by KO first round.
I'll say I think your pick is the smart pick, but maybe if anybody's feeling risky, if anybody likes what I said, maybe you hop out the pot. Maybe you throw a little something on Moicano. If you're following your brain, you follow John Boy. If you're following your heart, you follow Zach from Filthy Philly, and that's just the way it is.
Hey man,
That's always been the way we do it. Why mess with the dynamic now?
you can do as much MMA math as you want, but when you get out there, all it takes is one fucking shot, and it's all
That's
over.
it. That's it. It takes one. Jessica Andrade, Marina Rodriguez.
I actually don't. Well, since we've done this podcast, sports betting has become officially legal in the state of Florida through the Hard Rock Sportsbook, and they did not have a line listed for
Well,
Marina Rodriguez Andrade.
let me just first and foremost express on behalf of myself and the millions of fans of this podcast, express how happy we all are for you that you can now legally bet in the state of Florida. Congratulations.
It's been a long time coming, man. Hard Rock Sportsbook. Shout out, no free shout outs. But yeah, man. That's how long it's been. They didn't even have this fight listed, so we're just gonna go off the cuff on this one. Maybe I like that. We'll go in blind.
Fuck it. We're going blind. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
I can't even tell you who the favorite is here, but if you had to guess a favorite, who would you go with here?
If I gotta guess, I'm gonna guess Jessica Andrade.
See, I would have guessed Rodriguez here.
It's fair. I'm looking at both of their like resumes, and I mean, you know what? Rodriguez does have a win over Xiaonan Yan. She's got a win over Mackenzie Dern. She's got a double win over the Karate Hottie. Um, a win over Amanda Hebas, a loss to Carla Esparza. Um,
She's nasty on the feet, man.
she is nasty on the feet, and honestly, Andrade has looked a little shaky on the feet as of late. Yeah, okay, fuck it. Marina Rodriguez it is. I mean, she has a loss to Virna Jandiroba, but at this point, who the fuck doesn't? That woman's like a fucking Terminator. I just watched her fight in Atlantic City, and it was like an absolute fucking Terminator in the cage.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, she's good on the feet, but she does lack in the wrestling department. That's where Wiener Jandiroba took advantage and won that fight. That's where she's gonna lose. She very few times she loses striking battles, even against a girl like Jan, who is fighting for the belt. She's beating
Yeah.
girls like that of that caliber. Yeah, man. Andrade is having one of those downfalls where she's kind of just showing up for the paycheck. The Jan fight where she got knocked out, she did not look good at all. Could she grapple fuck Marina Rodriguez here? Possibly. There will be spots to pick her up and put her ass on the mat for sure. I don't know what the odds are. Obviously, if I was looking at the odds, I'd have a little bit better of a shot. But going in blind, give me Marina Rodriguez.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm with you. Marina Rodriguez. You
If it's
talk me
plus
into it.
money, if it's plus money, I'm sending that all day.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
All I got on that. Yeah.
I mean, it's tough to ever bet against Jessica Andrade being such a fucking, elder stateswoman of the game, having been in so many great fights and won a lot of them. But yeah, I don't know. The MMA math just has me leaning Rodriguez all of a sudden. So fair play.
Facts. Now, the fight and pride
The
of
people's
Sparta.
the people's main event.
Shout
Sparta, New
out.
Jersey.
Shout,
Stand the fuck up.
shout out Sparta, New Jersey, the home fucking town. Jim motherfucking Miller. They're not going to call him that in the octagon, but they should. He is making his 100, 200, and now his UFC 300 debut. I want to say most wins in UFC history as well.
Yep.
This guy's accolades are second to literally nobody. 40 years old, 37 and 17. He's a Lyme's disease survivor. Jim Miller versus Bobby King Green. Who's the favorite here?
Jim Miller.
Bobby Green minus 185.
All right, fuck it.
Bobby Green minus 185. Jim Miller 40. How old do you think Bobby Green is?
57.
37.
37. I was
That's
close.
exact. You were pretty much on the money there.
I was right there. Let me just get out and say first and foremost, this has got me just wanting to shout out everybody I know from the state of New Jersey, just to rally the troops, just to get everybody involved. John Boy, Connor, is Remy from Jersey? Is Remy a Jersey guy?
You best
Fucking
believe
Remy,
it.
right? My girl Shamey, North Jersey, stand up. Jersey
Represent,
Jess,
baby.
Burlington, stand
Fucking
up. Like,
go.
I'm shouting out everybody. Jay Bishop, stand up. Like, I'm shouting out Jersey on this one. There is nothing. There are a few things. There are a few things that get me quite as hype as just a good old fashioned dog fighting wrestler from the state of fucking New Jersey.
Fuck yeah.
Just few things that get me this excited. I don't care what the lines say. I don't care what the MMA math says. I'm rocking with Jim fucking Miller. That's just the way it is. It's just that easy.
Yeah. Oof, this is gonna be tough. Yeah. Love
You
him.
you can't be from New Jersey, have me go on a tirade like that, and then pick against Jim Miller. You can't do this to me.
Well, this is awkward.
Well, folks, the 10-8 round is once again canceled. We're going back into hiatus. It was fun while it lasted.
Hey man, we been in this degenerate long game in the UFC for a while. One thing I will not do is I will not bet against my gut. Um, I love Jim Miller. I love him. This is a shitty matchup for him though.
It is.
This is a bad matchup. This is a guy in Bobby Green who doesn't get submitted. Green's more of a durability to the chin type of issue where he's getting KO'd flush. He doesn't really, he's a good grappler, very, very good striker, very, very well sound fighter. I think Miller's going to be ready to go. I don't know how ready Bobby is. I don't know, his consistency seems to be a little bit all over the fucking place. So at minus 185, I'm not going to bet the fight. I'm going to lay off of it. I'm not going against Jersey here, but I don't think I could back plus 140. I could see Green hurt him on the feet a couple of times here.
Yeah.
Green's the better
Yeah.
striker by a wide margin.
It's the better striker by a wide margin. Bobby Green been in the game so long that you could still when he started out, you could still describe your MMA style as street, which he did. Um yeah, but you're right. I mean, Bobby Green streaky, right? Inconsistent.
Yeah.
Was nearly murdered by Jalen Turner, beat
One of
Grant
the worst,
Dawson.
one of the worst ref stoppages of all time, by the way. But yeah,
Yeah, 100%. I am still pushing for a criminal investigation into that one. Like
definitely do that.
the ref had to have had a parlay that he really needed to hit. Like there's just no other fucking explanation. Like that's terrible.
Justin.
Um, you know, the reason I feel good about my Jim Miller pick, um, is at 37, you just don't know what a fight like Jalen Turner does to a guy. You just don't know how you bounce back from that one. Um, Bobby Green in the long history of his career hasn't been KO'd a ton of times, 5 total. But 3 of those 5 came within the last 2 years, right? Islam Makhachev, Drew Dober, Jalen Turner. I'm rocking with Jim Miller. I just think the moment's going to carry him. I can really see Jim Miller getting a walk-off win here and retiring in the cage at UFC 300, which I think would be all just and right in the world. And I'm hoping for that. That's what I'm praying for. But I'm with you. I don't think I'm gonna bet this one. I don't want to chance it. I don't want to give the MMA gods a reason to laugh at my pain. So I'll probably lay off that
Yeah, I'd lay off it. I'm definitely, obviously, I'm rooting for fucking Jim Miller all fucking day.
all day.
That's where my heart lies. But yeah, you can't bet with your heart, my friend. You
Now
cannot.
you're not far from Sparta, are you? Where you're from? Where you from?
Well, I'm originally from Sparta, New Jersey, my friend.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That's a hometown hero.
Yep, born and raised, baby.
We got to put our energy into that one. Shouts the boy Connor and Remy, two OG 10-8 pod fans.
Legend.
You know, as soon as I posted that the 10-8 round might be coming back, Remy was all over that shit.
Fucking love the support. Rem is him.
Rem is absolutely him. He'll probably listen to it tonight, if we're being honest.
I hope so, dude.
He'll
I hope
probably listen tonight.
It'll make my night.
That is honestly, that's the OGest of the OG fans.
We do this for Rem.
We really do. We do. We love all of the millions of our fans. We value you all equally, but I need you to know Remy is just a tier above. That is our greatest fan right there.
Oh God, we love you, Rem. Thank you for the support, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, shouts to Mike S, another OG fan. Shouts to Jay Bish, another OG fan. Like that's our like Mount Rushmore, right? Remy, Mike S, Jay Bish, like those are the boys. And for all of them, for everyone, let us pray for Jim Miller. Go to church, light a candle. If you're Jewish, do whatever Jewish people do. If you're Muslim, just join me in doing the brother, whatever it is, whatever religion, whatever God you pray to, put a thought in for Jim fucking Miller this week. Why not? We need it. One more fight to go. And the fact that this is the early fucking prelim, I don't know what to say. Figgy D versus Cody Garbrandt. This is like the main event on any fight night card.
Yeah, this is I don't even know where to start here. This is the one that catches you off guard. This is the this is the fight that they have when nobody's in the arena. You're giving me Devesi and Figueiredo. You're giving me a multiple time world champion versus another multiple time world champion, Cody Garbrandt. different weight classes. Figgy
Going
started
up.
started his career at 125. He has fought one fight at a buck 35, if I'm not mistaken. Figgy's
Yeah,
last fight was at 135.
he just fucking ran through Rob Font.
Ran through Font. And let's just say they've both fought Rob Font.
Let's
And
say they both fought Rob Font.
yeah, they have.
Let's say
And
that.
and Garbrandt got fucked up over the course of 5 rounds. It was a pretty bad beating. Font was pretty much in the driver's seat from start to finish that entire fight. This is I don't think it's all that interesting. I'm telling you right now, I've tried everything in my power when I wrote the lines down for this fight. Everything in my mind to garner any ability whatsoever to have faith in Cody Garbrandt at plus 240. I just can't do it.
No,
I
no.
just I just can't do it. I'm just maybe he can stay to the outside, make it a technical thing, go to the cards. Like, is there an avenue at plus 240 where I'm getting value? And I can't do it.
No.
I just can't get there. I think Figgy minus 325. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna lay off of it. I think if you're gonna bet the fight, do Figgy KO or Garbrandt by decision if you want a little bit of juice. Um, but yeah, man, Garbrandt's chin is just,
This is a tough one for an MMA fan. This is a hard one because if you've been watching for a while, you remember the meteoric rise of Cody No Love Garbrandt. You remember him winning the belt in heroic fashion, and he brought that kid from his hometown in Ohio who had cancer or Down syndrome, or he had something. I don't actually remember what it was, but he brought the kid to the cage with him, and it was a nice moment.
it's been fun.
It's right. Um, and you really loved Cody Garbrandt. I don't know what it was. I don't remember what it was. And it was one of those two things. But you really, you wanted to follow Cody Garbrandt all the way to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
You've already been there. You've been to the bottom with Cody Garbrandt. You have found it.
Yeah.
His chin is unbelievably suspect.
Yeah.
It's something finer than glass. It's stained glass. I mean, even in the win over Trevin Jones, I was like nervous watching it. Like my ass was clenched the entire fight, thinking that Jones was about to sleep Garbrandt. Like,
Dude, anytime you watch a Garbrandt fight, he could literally go unconscious at any point in time in the fight, man.
I mean, just Kai Kara France,
Jab.
Rafael
Put him.
Sunsao
Jab.
with a
Yeah.
jab. TJ Dillashaw twice.
Fuck.
It's just not great, man. It's just not great. He beat Dominic Cruz in a 5-round UD in 2016, and it's really been kind of a decline from there. He did, I correct myself. He got slept by Pedro Munoz. He did beat Rafael Assunção, lost to Font, lost to Kai Kara France, beat Trevin Jones, beat Brian Kelleher. I do not see Trevin Jones or Brian Kelleher as being on the same caliber as Davis and Figueiredo. I don't see it.
Yeah, no, the God of War. I mean, he is 36 years old. Cody's 30. He's an old 32.
Yeah.
Holy
It's a
shit.
seasoned 32.
Yeah, he's definitely got more tread on the tires than a normal 32-year-old would. But Figgy is 36, man. I mean, if Cody could stay to the outside and make it this like a touch, a point match, kind of like he did with Trevin Jones, you can see me trying every fiber in my body to get to this plus 240 number. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I want to get there, but just the God of War against a guy who just can't take a shot.
yeah.
I'm gonna lay off this one. Enjoy this one.
Yeah, that's it. Look, by the time this one goes, hopefully you're on the couch. Maybe the pizza and wings just showed up. I'll be with the boy Timmy G this
Oh,
weekend.
shout out Timmy G.
Uh, Timmy G. There may be some Timmy G news on the horizon.
Wow.
Maybe. But what I will say, big Timmy G news, he has informed me that Saturday's a cheat meal.
Let's fucking go.
So there's
He-
going to be a piece of pizza. There's going to be a couple of wings. Maybe we're hitting Union Jacks for wings. I don't know. I don't know yet.
Go all out, dude.
I
Enjoy
just don't
that.
know. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready to make those kinds of decisions. My point being, chomp into a slice, maybe a cheesesteak, whatever your poison is, crack open a soda pop, get yourself a liquid death to stay hydrated and enjoy this one. Don't just leave it alone. It's
Yeah.
just gonna break your fucking heart.
Great fight. It's going to be a great fight. Super, super, super high level. The greatest pre of all time, without question, no
Nothing.
hesitation. Like you said, you opened it up. You couldn't have said it better. This would be a headliner on any other card. Maybe not
Right.
a big pay-per-view, but this is a fight night headline written all over it.
Yeah, this is an Apex main event.
For sure. For sure. But fuck man. We did it.
We did it. That's one in the can. What do you think? You want to try this again next week?
Let's give it a shot. Let's get some feedback from the people. Let's
Let's
see if they're going to be tailing us, if they're going to be fading us down below. Let us know if you want to see another one. But I think we run it back, man.
I think we run it back. I mean, I gotta before we get out of here, I gotta shout out OG fan Jay Bish. We caught the UFC AC card together. Timmy G came down from the rafters for the Weidman fight. We got super toxic, just unbelievably toxic for that.
Wish I
And
was there, to be honest.
what'd you say?
I said I wish I was there for that toxicity.
It was pretty electric. Yeah. Pissing off people around us.
Oh,
But look, Jay Bish put it on me like this. He said that the streets are talking. He said the people not only need it, he said they deserve it. He said they deserve the 10-8 pod in their life.
shout out
And,
JB.
look, as the most electric podcast in mixed martial arts probably ever,
Yeah.
if you think Ariel Helwani's a dusty old queef and
Oh,
you're sick of his bullshit,
don't even.
come to the 10-8 pod. That's it. That's all it, But shout out to Jay Bish for kind of shooting us in the ass, getting us back on track. Maybe next week when we talk about where some of these divisions are at, maybe we break down what we've missed in the last year. Poirier
Yeah.
is streaking. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. We got a lot of good stuff we could talk about. If you guys want to see anything else, if you want some shorts, we could put some shorts out. Whatever you like. We're open. We're a blank canvas right now. The boys are back. UFC 300. It's going down. Did I miss anything, John Boy?
I mean, dude, we just did this straight off the cuff. We literally wrote down the entire card and we just said, let's fucking send it. We talked to each other for what, maybe 5 minutes prior to going live. And we just said, hey, let's roll with the punches. We're going to get cleaner every single time, guys. We appreciate everybody. And yeah, man, let's run this fucker back.
I guess there's only one thing left to say. Call your mother. Tell her you love her because we're out of here.